Hi, and welcome to your regular edition of Extra Crunch. It's week 7 here in West Tennessee. A couple of games we have highlighted. We start out with Bolivar heading to Jackson Christian. Then we head down the road as Millington comes in to take on Liberty. And finally, the nightcap, Lake County, who is fresh off a win over Halls, heads to Humboldt. Check it out. Our first game of the night saw the first ever meeting between the Bolivar Tigers and Jackson Christian. Both teams put a lot of points on the board last week, and this week proved to be another shootout. One of the issues facing Jackson Christian was Bolivar's size, but it was not an issue early as Jackson Christian jumped out to an early 21-0 lead. The Tigers would mount a second half comeback, but that big early lead by the Eagles was just too much to overcome. Your final was Jackson Christian 54, Bolivar 32. The Liberty Crusaders continued their tough non-district play tonight when they took on the Millington Trojans for the first ever meeting between the two squads. The two teams were equally matched in the first half, with Millington heading into the locker room holding a slight 14-13 edge over the Crusaders. But this big run from freshman Nathan Welch would break it open in the third quarter. Liberty would eventually pull away, taking it your final score 26-14. If there were one word that could describe the performance of Lake County against Humboldt on Friday night, that word would be turnovers. The Falcons committed 5 turnovers in the first quarter alone, allowing Humboldt to jump out to a 25-0 lead early. Vikings junior John Burns would have a huge night here, picking off the Lake County quarterback and taking it all the way into the end zone for the pick six. The PAT was blocked to give the Vikings an early 12-0 lead. Lake County would mount a huge second half comeback, scoring 22 unanswered points. The score eventually was 31-28, with Lake County driving with 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. But again, a turnover cost Lake County the win. Your final score from Humboldt is Humboldt 31, Lake County 28. And just about everything has gone final here around West Tennessee. Looks like Obion County knocked off Chester County. That looks like a pretty good game. 36-28 was your final there. Huge scoring. Riverside headed to McNary Central. 71-40. Riverside takes that one. Hardin County over Adamsville. 35-25 is your final there now. It was all tipped in Rosemark over Middleton as Middleton traveled to Fayette County. 28-0 was your final. That's all the 7 o'clock games. Your 7:30 games. Really good contest between Dyer County and Westview. Dyer County would squeak it out. 15-13 is your final there in Martin. It was all Haywood over Douglas from Memphis. 49-18 is your final there. Gibson County, now a 2-game losing streak, starting another streak. Trenton Peabody knocked them off 55-0. Union City all over Greenfield. 56-14 was your final there. Crockett County blanked West Carroll 41-0. And one other score just outside of the area, but Brighton knocked off Bolton 28-19. Thanks for tuning in this week to Extra Crunch. Make sure to check us online at jacksonsun.com. We got stories getting ready to come up right now. We'll have all the stuff coming up later tonight, as well as the print edition tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.